Most Americans are afraid of buying property in Mexico, but that's not what should scare you. The real risk? You can do everything that feels right and still lose money. Because the biggest mistakes don't feel like mistakes at all. And by the time you see it, it's already too late. Because the truth is, Mexico itself is not the problem. The problem is how Americans buy property there. And most people don't realize they're making a mistake until it's too late. So in this video, I'll show you what actually makes property in Mexico safe, what creates real risk, and what Americans must understand before making a decision. If you're an American thinking about buying property in Mexico, you need to understand this first. Thousands of Americans buy property there safely every year. But the ones who run into problems usually make the same mistakes. And here's where it gets tricky, because those mistakes don't look like mistakes in the beginning. Everything feels normal until something goes wrong later. One of the biggest risks is not understanding how ownership actually works in Mexico. It's different from the US. And if you don't understand it properly, you can think you own something, when legally things are more complicated. But that's not even the biggest issue. The real problem is what happens during the buying process itself. Because if the process is not done correctly, small details can turn into big problems. And most Americans don't see those details. And if you want to understand exactly how Americans safely buy property in Mexico step by step, I'll link that video right here. Because when you follow the right process, buying property in Mexico can actually be very safe. And this is where most people get it wrong. They rely on the wrong advice. Friends, random recommendations, or online information. That's where mistakes start. So the question is not, is buying property in Mexico safe? The real question is, are you doing it the right way? Watch this next video.